You probably know someone who always backs out at the last minute. They're too tired, not feeling great, or they say, let's do it another time. Most people assume that person is flaky or antisocial, but here's the truth most people miss. They're not avoiding life, they're protecting their energy. If you're someone who feels more relief than excitement when plans get canceled, if a quiet night at home sounds better than a packed room full of noise, you're not strange, and you're definitely not alone. Today, we're unpacking the psychology behind people who genuinely prefer staying in, the kind of people society labels as boring, but psychology explains very differently. Here's what's really happening. Some people gain energy from stimulation, crowds, conversations, movement, unpredictability. Being around people charges them up. Others work the opposite way. Every interaction, even a positive one, takes something out of them. Not because they dislike people, but because their nervous system processes stimulation more intensely. For these people, quiet isn't empty, it's restorative. Psychologists describe this difference through something called optimal stimulation levels. Some minds feel best with constant input. Others feel best when things are calm and controlled. That's not fear, that's biology. But it goes deeper than personality types. For many people, home represents something rare in the outside world: control. Outside, everything is unpredictable. Noise you didn't choose, conversations you didn't ask for, plans that change without warning. At home, you decide everything: the lighting, the sounds, the pace. For people who are sensitive, anxious, or mentally overloaded, that control isn't comfort, it's stability. And here's something most people don't realize. Research consistently shows that people who enjoy solitude tend to score higher in creativity, reflection, and problem solving. Being alone doesn't mean doing nothing. It's often when the mind does its best work. Ideas don't usually arrive in loud rooms. They arrive in silence, late at night, when nothing is demanding your attention. But culture doesn't celebrate that. We're surrounded by images of constant activity, being out, being seen, always living. So if your version of a good night is a documentary, warm food, and no expectations, you might wonder if something's wrong with you. There isn't. That's self-awareness. Still, there's an important distinction to make. Some people stay home because it restores them. Others stay home because the world feels overwhelming. One is peace, the other is protection. Home can be a sanctuary, but it can also become a hiding place if fear is the reason you never leave. Knowing the difference matters. For people who genuinely thrive in solitude, they're not missing out on life. They're just living it on a quieter frequency. They notice things others rush past: small routines, familiar spaces, moments that don't need witnesses. Psychology calls this low stimulation preference. It means you don't need constant novelty to feel fulfilled. Your inner world already has depth. So if you're someone who declines invitations without guilt, who enjoys time alone without feeling lonely, who feels grounded in stillness rather than drained by it, you're not broken. You're wired for depth over noise, meaning over performance. The question isn't whether staying home is good or bad. The question is why you do it. Does it give you energy, or does it protect you from something you haven't faced yet? That answer tells you everything. And if this felt uncomfortably accurate, you're not imagining it. The psychology most people never hear about themselves is usually the one that hits hardest.